Hey everybody, in today's special spotlight we sit down with Nimo Wanjau and talk about Africa 2.0 in China. It starts now. Hello.
Hello, Nimo.
Hi.
How are
Thanks for
you?
having me.
Yes,
I'm
you're
good.
welcome. It's a pleasure for us to have you.
Yes, very happy to have you here.
How are you today?
Uh, I'm good. Just to say, I love your podcast so far. Keep them coming.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Nimo.
You are welcome.
Thank you. I like them too. They are nice, right?
Yeah.
They're pretty
They
good.
are. They're just like everyone keeps wondering why I keep giggling in the office, and like, yeah, I'm listening to some
Exactly.
really good things right now. You can't disturb me.
All right, Nemo. So where are you right now?
Right now I'm at home,
Okay. I mean
Beijing.
in Beijing. Okay,
In
that's
Okay.
Beijing.
that's what we were looking for. And what
Yeah.
brought you to Beijing?
Funny story. My sister was offered a job.
Uh-huh.
She accepted the job and she was like, "Come with me." I
Oh.
thought maybe she's delusional a bit and let it sit for one day.
Uh-huh.
Then she said again, I wasn't joking, come with me. That's how I found myself in Beijing. I followed my sister here.
Wow. Okay.
This is love.
Yeah.
This is sister love.
That is
I don't know if I
serious
would
sister love.
follow my sister in China.
I don't know
Like,
if I found my mom.
all
I
right.
know, but my parents so supportive. They were like, try this new adventure, and
hmm
if it doesn't work out, you can always go home.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
So that's
Yeah.
a really nice journey because you are now a board member of Africa 2.0. And
I
yeah, you can give us just a little bit of more information about Africa 2.0?
Oh, yep, sure. Africa 2.0 is a Pan-African organization that was started in 2010
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
in in South Africa. So the main goal of the organization is for positive impact in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we have, it's basically a unified vision and focus. So we can accelerate and development of the continent, but positive
From China.
development from China, anywhere in the world.
Oh,
So
Oh,
okay.
okay.
we are just, so the original Africa 2.0 Foundation is in South Africa. We are just a local chapter.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I see what
all
you're saying.
right.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we are part of the 33 chapters. I think now will be the 34th chapter
Oh, wow.
that's opened up then. And we are part now of 600 plus members
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
of registered members who around the world. We have a global network right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up,
So
man.
so we're tapping into that to bring to each local chapter
Uh-huh.
bring something to the table. So there wasn't really an organization unifying or most or all of the Africans in China.
Uh-huh.
So two people came up and said, why don't we be the ones to do this? And the
Yeah.
funny thing is, the tagline for Africa 2.0 is we are the ones we have been waiting for.
I like that.
Mm.
I like that. I might have to borrow that.
So
That's a pretty good tagline.
I know, right?
That's
It's
pretty
it's
good.
it's it's a pretty awesome tagline, and with that, it inspires a lot more.
Uh-huh.
So we're very new in terms of as an organization, establishing the organization. We started in September of 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This was to have a roundtable discussion on the Forum of China Africa Cooperation, FOCAC, that was
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
going to happen in Johannesburg in December.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So in September, we came about. Those the other board members, the head, the chapter head, co-chapter head, and another person who left. They are the ones who organized the FOCAC roundtable.
Okay.
Then they brought another board member and myself on board to help them now really establish this organization.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds like a
So-
good organization. Today we would like to focus on one project that this organization
Yeah.
has been doing. Last year you launched the poetry night in Beijing, and we would like to know more about it because this year you are going to do a new edition.
Yeah. So we had one last year at Pilotage, same time.
Uh-huh.
A mentor of mine asked me, "What do you want to do?" Then I said, "I want to host a poetry event." So I did the poetry event. It was really successful in terms of we did a poetry slam where we had African poets come in and we gave them like themes and
Uh-huh.
came up with and they had to come up with a poem on that theme on the spot. So
Nice.
it was more like testing out creativity, having fun, and then we also had interactive, like improv.
Yeah.
So we put in a bit of improv where a member of the audience would shout a word, and the poets had to come up with a verse
Oh,
of
wow.
Okay.
5 lines.
Uh-huh.
So they would come and it didn't have to rhyme; it just had to be creative.
Okay.
So
All right, that works.
it was really nice and fun. And this year, when I joined in, I said we should do another poetry event.
Okay.
So Africa Poetry is also now, and I brought it in. I said, let's do this. But this time we're adding Chinese poets.
Oh,
Hmm,
So
interesting.
interesting.
we're adding
Yeah.
a bit of Chinese. Exactly. So we want a bit of mix. We
Yeah.
want to hear what the variety and how people approach poetry from different cultures.
Okay. You said something earlier
Yeah.
about positive impact.
Yeah.
Along with, the poetry night, or well, let me say this. Like you said,
Yeah.
positive impact earlier. So besides the
Yeah.
form that you talked about earlier, what are some other ways that Africa 2.0 is trying to create that positive impact?
So what came out of the FOCAC was small groups.
Mm-hmm.
There are 8 major areas of focus that that China and Africa cooperation will be looking at. So we have 5 small groups. In the small groups, they'll come up with projects or papers that we can present that showcase development areas that are untapped in Africa and can help the economy of that country.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So we have energy, agriculture, infrastructure and industrialization, information, communication and technology, and I've said agriculture, I've been sorry.
Yeah, you did.
That's cool. Hey, man, people like to farm.
We all like to farm. Farm is life.
Mm-hmm.
And the investment and entrepreneurial group. That's
Okay.
actually that's our biggest group. As of right now, we have 75 plus members.
Okay.
In each of these groups, we come up with skills transfer. People in these groups learn how to, one of the most successful ones has been coding, to come together and learn how.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other has been forums, talks. We get successful African businessman or woman to come and talk about the challenges of having to do business in China or having to establish themselves, how long it took, and what more they can do about what more somebody can learn from them.
Okay.
Then the next one is mentorship series. We have established a women's mentorship series, And we are about to launch the men's mentorship series.
Oh, yes, because we need that. Lord knows. Somebody needs to
I just
guide me.
we thought it's every single time the boy child is not in the conversation, we need them in conversation for development. We can't keep assuming they're okay when they might not be okay. So they might need more to get inspired. So those are the main goals that we're doing. So for now, it's establishing our name, establishing the organization, but in the near future, we will have white papers that we can present to embassies and we can present to companies, and we'd want them to have, for us to be a resource for information, connectivity of human intelligence, and just a way of networking.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's what's up. So, as far as being a part of Africa 2.0, how would you go about being a member or applying for membership?
We are right now we're establishing our website. That would have been an easier way. It'll be up and running in the end of this month. But before that, we have our own Wechat.
Okay.
So you could join, you could add us, you could add our Wechat, and we will give you any information. If you're interested, you can say, hey, what's up? I have this project. Who should I get in touch with? And we'll try and link you up with people, like-minded people who are doing that.
Okay, that's what's up.
I would like to come back to the poetry series. I wanted to know because you said last year that it was only African poets, and this year is going to be Chinese also involved. So the attendance going to change too? Are you doing this for Chinese people to know more about African poetry?
Yes, we're having a mix. So our target audience, right, for this poetry is both the Chinese and the Africans. So we want to target both of them so that a conversation can start going on about, or a conversation can start actually about what is African culture. And you'll be told African culture is diverse.
Yeah.
It's diverse in that there are this number of countries there's this. So it gets a conversation going from the Chinese side. And from the African side, they start to understand to understand deeper, let me put it, of Chinese culture as well. So that relationship building, understanding each other's culture is our main objective, because that's where, as an organization, we want to be in the end.
Okay.
Can you tell us more about your favorite moment from last year edition?
My last edition, I had so many. Let me put my top one. My top one was having the poets have a moment of little panic. They were like, I don't think I can do this. And just seeing them totally embrace the unknown factor, because we didn't tell people that you should choose this word.
Yeah.
But they embraced that moment of totally not knowing what they're doing. It was out of their control, letting somebody else take control, then take control back. And they had people laughing, people crying, or they're just laughing. So that moment was my best moment ever, because we had nothing to do with it. It was the audience and the poets interacting together.
That's what's up.
It was just a beautiful moment there. So that's my top one highlight.
This episode was brought to you by Madam Shay. Do you want your hair to be healthier, longer, and stronger? Now, thanks to Madame Shea, it can be. Madame Shea is an all-natural hair care company that ships to virtually every province in mainland China. Madame Shea's products are all natural and paraben and sulfate-free, ranging from hair oil to cleansers and conditioners. For more information, head to the website madameshea.co or go to Madame Shea's Wechat at Madame Shea, MADAMESHEA. Let her know that you heard about it from the No Name podcast for special discounts on your next order with the promo code Madame Shea 10. Madame Shea, hair care au naturel.
Thanks for checking out another episode of the No Name Podcast, or NNP. We value our platform and are working to bring you the best show possible. Now you can help make that happen. If you like what you've heard or have an idea to make it better, feel free to follow us on WeChat, Twitter, and Instagram at bizunsasha, BIZUNSASHA, and tell us what you think. Or you can send us an email at nonamepodcast123@gmail.com. NNP, many voices, one sound. Peace. In your opinion, what are some distinct characteristics of African poetry?
African poetry has evolved so much from unstructured to structured to more of a structured kind of poetry that's conventional. But as we go along, we're seeing that the young people are going back towards the unstructured, that it's more about the message that they have and not necessarily have to fit within the conventions, if I may say so. And African poetry was mainly words of wisdom.
Okay.
It was words to impact a younger generation or the person after you to be better, to be a better leader, to be a better person, to be a better what. And they used to make warnings, life lessons. That's how poetry was in most African cultures.
Yeah, like
so
proverbs
we're seeing
and stuff.
that. Yeah, like proverbs. And in terms of that, it was, you could find a proverb in a form of a poem. So you have to really try and figure out what is this person trying to tell me. So it was mainly words of wisdom in not clear form. You had to really think. You had to, and that takes time for self-reflection. So they were meant, so most of them made you had to go back and internalize what's going on. If somebody uses a certain poem on you. Yeah, and most of them also situational, like rites of passage, seasons, cultural norms. Mainly.
Yeah.
So most of them also that was structured towards cultural norms in terms of African culture. But I might be biased because that's how from my country.
Where you from? Can you remind us?
I'm from Kenya.
Okay.
And most we have a variety. We have 42 tribes, but each of them has the common thread is most of the poems were used for cultural norms, like to let people know that this is the right way of doing things. This is not so the right way of doing things. So that's I'm saying that might just be my bias as well.
But I feel like the African culture has been for a long time orally transmitted.
Yeah.
So even for the poetry, I feel like maybe it's they take from a lot of the proverbs and everything from those stories back in the day from those legends, from all of that, and they're trying now to structure it when it was not really written and on paper before, it was just orally transmitted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, that's very true. And that's why also we were trying to make it more oral,
Mm.
more back in the form of what we had.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That this was how it was transmitted for us. We didn't write it. We just spoke it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
that's the main point of you could read a poem and it becomes normal, but this is different. This is what we want people to understand, that this is how it was done before, and it'll continue to be, but we'll add written to it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll continue growing. It'll continue adapting. Let me say that.
Okay. Who are
Yep.
some poets we should look into?
I have so many. I can't. they
Yeah, because
I'm
now I'm
trying to say
interested.
no.
Like, oh, well, who should I?
We
I should
should
look
just
some.
go
Yeah, I
there.
should look some people up.
Yeah, you should just come see it. Come see it. But I do have a mix of people this time.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I have my the three who did last year. That was Tuli, the Village Lad, and Amina.
Okay.
Amina is she's the one who won last year in
Okay.
terms of she was creative to come up with something we never thought she would come up with. And so I'm on the lookout for the new people.
Okay.
I
Mm-hmm.
have the Chinese. I've had good things about them. And we have one who is 53 years old.
Mm.
And so I want to see how his style is. I'm more interested in the Chinese poets.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's going to be a mix
So
of countries, but a mix also of generation, which is really good.
yes, yes, yes. So we have the old Chinese and the new Chinese. So I want to see
Mm-hmm.
how that, and different genders as well. I want to see
Yeah.
how this is how it's going to be a bit of shake up. We wanted to shake people up.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. What is your expectation for the future editions of Poetry Night?
For future editions, we hope that we get more poets from around China who are from the African diaspora.
Mm-hmm.
We'll open it. Right now, most of the poets that we have are based only in Beijing.
Okay.
And to truly take the name China chapter, we are hoping that it'll grow organically to include other provinces.
Mm-hmm.
So once people will join in, and from diverse backgrounds, because Beijing is one, Shanghai might be another, Shenzhen might be another, Xi'an might be something else, and each of them are doing such phenomenal things, and poetry might be something they're really, really good at. So for out of Beijing, we'd like that different dynamic groups and different dynamic people coming in
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
future.
All
Yeah.
right, that's nice. So we
All
will check
right.
definitely this event, where we can find all the
I know.
contact information of this event.
Yeah, and not just this event, but
Africa
Africa
2.0
2.0
too, yeah, as
in
well.
general.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can add us on WeChat. Our WeChat ID is Africa2-O China, no
Okay.
space, just dash, and we'll have our website up on the end of this month. That will be www.africa2.ocn.org. It's a
Okay.
mouthful.
Yeah, that is a lot.
It's
No,
a
it's okay. I'm gonna ask you to
it's
write
a
it down later.
mouthful. Yeah. And then we have you add us through our WeChat, we'll send you all the information that we have on how to sign up if you want to sign up to one of the small groups and be involved in the discussions and also projects, we
Okay.
do have various groups coming up with projects.
Okay.
And there's a research going on right now for infrastructure and industrialization. So if people want to do that and learn more and get to be part of it, then we're more than happy. And we have for the poetry event, we have a UPay account. So if you search for Africa 2.0, our UPay account, you'll find the poetry event there, and you can sign up online and even pay using Wechat.
Oh,
How cool is that?
Wow.
Okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, cool. And where can
Then that's
Oh, there's more. Oh, I'm sorry.
it's okay.
No, I was
It's
just
okay. What were you asking?
No, I was just gonna ask, where can they find you?
Oh, they can find me if you send me an email at info at africa2.ocn.org. The long one.
The long one.
Okay.
Yeah, the long one. Yeah, it's the history of that is the parent organization is actually www.africa2.0.org. So we just added CN before the .org.
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah, so we're keeping it. Yeah, we're keeping it in line with what they have.
Okay.
If you send us an email, I'm very sure one of the board members will respond to you immediately.
That is good to know. All right. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us, Nemo, and
Thank you.
letting us know about this poetry night. We'll
I
definitely
know. I have.
be there. When is it happening again?
It's on April 23rd, next Saturday, from 7:30 to 9 p.m. Show yourselves up. We have glass of wine to go with it.
Oh, you should
We
have
have
began
a
with that part.
I know. I should have
Should have
some,
began.
and it's South African wine. I just picked out some really cool ones yesterday.
Okay.
And for juice, for non-alcoholic, and I have a little surprise, and it involves music. It involves a little bit.
I love surprises.
Be there. Yeah.
All right. All right. All right. Well, thank you so much, Nemo. And we'll see you later.
Yeah, and if I don't see you at the poetry, I'll still make sure I'll get all the information, because we definitely have more panel discussions coming up and a really nice event coming up.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
See you at the poetry night then.
Yay! See you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for me. Thank you.
No problem. Bye.